Hi, everybody. My full name is Len Him Tang, the presenter today. And today I would like to talk about the emotional intelligence, specifically the application of emotional intelligence in the workplace for students. So let's start with my presentation. So first of all, I have a question for all of us. And the question is, what would happen if a person had a high score for IQ but no EQ? So who can answer? Please raise your hands. Thank you for your answer. So, as you know, if someone has low IQ, people around will sympathize because it's related to the genetic inheritance from parents. However, for someone at a low EQ, it will annoy people about the communication and behavior. Furthermore, uh, a person with a low EQ will be difficult to manage everything like goals or relationships and so on. Like Sheldon character in the TV series The Big Bang Theory is a prime example. And you know that he is a genius with a high score for IQ and extraordinary self-management skills and lofty ideals, but his social skills are severely lacking off. And next, I will talk to you some aspects about emotional intelligence of current student. And current student nowadays are gradually lacking of emotional intelligence, and almost young generation are also focused on learning a lot and do not pay attention to building relationships as well as developing habits in related to emotional intelligence. So they have received some negative influences on themselves. For instance, like relationship around them gradually disappearing and turning themselves into an introverted people, and their goal in a working orientation that become unclear. So now I will show you the survey of more than 50 students in universities. And in this survey, I mentioned five types of emotional intelligence, and two out of five types that I'm most concerned. And these are self-awareness and self-regulation. So today, in this my presentation, I will mention three main points. The first one is the influence of self-awareness, and the second is characteristic of self-regulation. And last but not least, comparison between self-awareness and self-regulation. So let's move on into the first part, the influence of self-awareness. So in this part, I will talk to you the definition and the beneficial of self-awareness. So the definition first, self-awareness can be known that involve the ability to be aware of one's emotional state and conscious of one's impact on other. However, self-awareness is considered the most fundamental subcategory of emotional intelligence competencies because self-awareness competencies are are fundamental to development of competencies in other three subcategories. So from the definition above, I hope that you have understood somewhat about the ability of self-awareness. And so now I will give you the beneficial of self-awareness. So there are many benefits that you can receive, but today I only clarify two benefits. And first is self-confidence, and the second is self-assessment. And the first, self-confidence, um, self-confidence will have you gain clear understanding about your abilities and your worth. Beside that, it will have you feel more comfortable when you communicating, or from recognizing, or from recognizing the core value of yourself, and the core value of yourself, and you will no longer be afraid, and always move forward. And next, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses relies on ability to self-assessment. Self-assessment in your working. Recognizing this will have you become more successful, and recognizing, and leverage your strength to advance in your career, and avoid the weaknesses you currently have. So, uh, so now you can see how the beneficial of self-awareness is, and moreover, some other significant, other significant aspect will be analyzed below. And the second part is characteristic of self-regulation. In this part, I will talk to you the function and the beneficial of self-regulation. So first, a function, impulse control, is make you know how to limit conflicts at working, and you will know how to harmonize everything. And maybe is a quite important function to you at working, because it helps you work better with your colleague, with your boss, in teamwork more effectively. And the ability of self-regulation to uh of self-regulation to help you identify the goal and the direction and the directions in your working, and you will know what things to do first, and in order to get a good result. And and yes, so let's move on into the beneficial of self-regulation. And you can see on the slide I have three benefits to you. The first one is enhance problem and solving skill. So first, I want you know how to come up with solution and bring people together and increase self-control, and knowing you how to make wise decision for yourself with the uh with the uh without being influenced by outside factor, and resolve the conflicts better. So as you can see, all the characteristic of self-regulation, and now you need to know more the similarity and the difference of two types of emotional intelligence. I will say the same first, and both are process of controlling one's individual thoughts and emotions. Clearly, both are types of emotional that are subjective, and the feelings of each individual are managed positively, and avoiding negative aspects in a working. So, and the difference Yes. And the difference, you can see on the slide, self-awareness be reflective and introspective, and self-awareness originates from inner, yes, from inner, and they make us reflect and consider anything before you speaking out loud. And when it comes to regulation, it will make us more proactive and give us a clear direction, which is completely different from self-awareness. And everything on self-awareness side produce more quicker and positive and more positive results. So conclusion. So and that's the all information that I want to convey everyone today. And I hope that after my presentation, you will get a lot of knowledge and you can use it to develop yourself more and more every day. Yeah. And this is my preferences. Thank you for listening.